everyone, my name is Damian Sharp, and welcome to Healing Waves. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the amazing benefits I've found in meditation and some of my journey. I would just share little bits about it. When I first started meditating, I was pretty young, like 11, I think 10. I may have even done it before then, I just don't remember. I grew up with kind of a hippie family in Arcata, California. I don't know that my parents really ever, I don't remember seeing them ever really meditate. But there were people around and friends of theirs, and just hanging out at Arcata Plaza, there was people meditating and doing Tai Chi. But when I was with our good friend Randy, and my sister and I went for summer, a couple months, and she was staying at a Buddhist, I don't know if you call it a retreat place, but a Buddhist place where she actually lived. And we did some meditations, like morning meditations. And I remember the outside showers, and I remember the warmth, and sleeping at night, and it's so warm. These are all the memories I have too with it. And just having a sheet on, and that almost felt like too much. But the biggest thing I remembered about, the first things I remembered about meditating in that, because I was in a group setting, was the power that I felt being in there with. It seemed like my memory, 11-year-old memory, is maybe 30 people, somewhere around 20 something people. And we were all there for, it felt like the same thing, to connect deeper, to breathe, to relax, to just be present. And there was something palatable about that. Even at that age, I really picked up on, and there was something powerful about being in that field with the people, as far as being able to drop in easier and faster and feel safer in some ways to do that. And so I really appreciated that first experience, that I remember really meditating with other people and meditating. It wasn't until I was 15 and I found Ram Dass, Alan Watts books, and a guy named Bubba Freejohn, who changed his name and stuff. But regardless of these people, if you like them or not, they introduced me to new ways of thinking. They gave a voice actually for what was already going on in my head. They gave words and expression for things I wasn't sure how to express. And I felt like it was also, they were all, even if they didn't tell you to meditate, it was an invitation to dive deeper. And so at times I meditated here and there, and it was probably when it was about 18 years old, definitely 19, after my son was born, and I had a split with his mom. I started meditating every day for sometimes two times a day, pretty much every day, 2 times a day, sometimes more. And it got really powerful for me doing that. And what I did notice about that is I was to see how much time we've used here. Just checking in on time, checking in on you. Are you doing okay? So the one thing I noticed about that is I realized that I was strengthening a muscle in my being, through connecting deeper, through breathing deep. And so I started noticing that throughout the day I could just take a deep breath, and it was like an anchor. If you've heard of anchors in NLP, it was like it anchored me to connect deeper again. Just through one breath, or sometimes hearing the sounds. That's why I like playing with allowing the sounds to penetrate, to take me to a place deeper, to connect deeper to my spirit, to my breath. So there was that. I started connecting to, in a sense, the kind of spiritual world different, seeing energies different, seeing people differently. You know, even though they may have been freaking out, I could see, and yelling or whatever, I could see that there was an energy underneath that was more true, and that this was just an expression of some fear and some angst or whatever. But I didn't even see that. I just saw that there was something that was more true under there. I remember this one guy came in. I had a restaurant, deli, and a health food store, and he would come in all the time getting things. I'm assuming to lose weight because he was like 300 pounds. And I remember looking at it once from my restaurant was in the back, and I could see the cash register for the front of the health food store. And I remember seeing him and seeing what felt like I saw him for real, for like who he really was. And I saw his body in like perfect health and slim, and I saw that that was him, and this other stuff was all this other stuff he was just holding on to, that he had created and he was holding on to. And not that it's easy just to let that stuff go, and it's not easy to even get it going on, but I saw that, so that was an example. And then another one I'll leave you with, that it really kind of helped me, was that I noticed that I would be meditating, and I noticed it mainly at home before I get ready for work or whatever. I'd meditate in the morning, and I'd get up, meditate, and then I would get up out of the meditation, and I would maybe have some tasks to do before I left, wash the dishes, whatever. And I noticed that I would go into like high mode, like I just drank 3 cups of coffee to get something done and get it done fast because I got to go. And I started noticing that when I would get out of meditation, no matter if I had a task or not, if I was going to go somewhere, I would do that. And so I started noticing it like a guitar strings, and that's the vision I had of it. And then I'm tuning those guitar strings. And when I'm meditating, I'm kind of tuning them to a new tuning. And it's very pretty and very soft and very mellow. And it actually is very focused and can get a lot of things done. But I had been tuning my instrument for so long at this kind of anxiety level and angst level that was the only way I could get things done and do things. It doesn't mean that it's not great to move that way. And I'll speak to that. But what I started noticing is just the awareness of that. I started noticing that I'm choosing to do this and go faster, and I wasn't always being more efficient or being more aware or getting done faster. And time actually felt like it constrained more. So as I expanded more and in meditation and tried to keep that expansion, time actually expanded, and my awareness of what I was doing kind of expanded, and I could get things done what felt like quicker, with more ease and not a lot of tension, and then I would get to my next thing that I was doing. So that was something, and I just continued to play with that. That's something to play with, just noticing that when you relax and then you go to do things, you go to your to-do list or today's list, can you bring that kind of relaxed meditation, even if you have to move fast? Can you bring it to if you're going to go for a run? Can you bring it to if you're going to do something that just is at a much faster pace than that? And so one of the ways to play with that is you can be doing something and even talking, but you can keep something of that breath still moving. You can even keep a hand. I've done that with even a hand. You can keep a hand moving. You can have it just down by you, just kind of moving the fingers at a different pace, even though you're going another pace. You're aware of these different paces you're doing. And if you know when you run, if you've run, wasn't a huge runner, but when I would run, if I was going to fast breathe as fast as I felt like I was running, I was done really fast, a couple blocks. So I had to actually, my body's moving a lot faster than my breath. And as I learned to slow my breath down and keep it full and slow, then I could run a lot farther. Right? That mile marker for me always was like, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can go. And then I go past that mile, and then the 2-mile marker didn't seem like much, or 3-mile marker. I kind of forgot about that. And so those are some analogies, some things to play with. And I'll talk a little bit in my next video. I'm just going to stop this one and create a second video to talk more about my meditation journey and kind of where I'm at now. Okay, thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel and watch the many other videos. There's videos to meditate to with music and visualizations and the breathing and being meditation, which I'll talk about in a minute.